Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk and Chat with the Dyson's Crazy Adventures. As you all know, I'm Kristina. And hello, Sandra. Welcome in. You drank your coffee already? Been up since 3:30 a.m. That's early. Did you have to work today or just can't sleep or still not feeling good? I hope you're starting to feel better. I have my coffee this morning and I'm coming to you outside. It's beautiful. It's 76 degrees. Today we're supposed to have a high of 93. The sun is behind the clouds. It looks a little cloudy today. And just a barely slight breeze. So figured I would come outside while it's nice and cool. Got my plants watered this morning. Oh yeah, I forgot you can't go back yet on quarantine. Well, I hope you start to feel better soon. So you must not have been able to sleep. But I appreciate you being here, not feeling well. I'm having an off day myself, but I figured I would still go live. I almost canceled it this morning, but I'm here. I don't know if it will go a full hour, but we'll see what happens. So, excuse me. But anyways, so I guess we'll just do a quick update on what happened throughout the week. So this week I worked, took the kids to the pool when I could. We are extremely busy at work, that they have opened up overtime and made mandatory overtime. So next week I may have mandatory overtime. I know for sure the week after that I do have mandatory overtime because I have to work the first Saturday in August. And usually when I have to work Saturdays, we only work a half a day on that Tuesday. And well, they have decided to spring on us that we have to work the full day, not our half day. So I get to work 5 straight 9-hour shifts and then 1 4-hour shift on Sunday. So it's been a stressful month. Stupid fly, sorry. Yeah, the extra money in the pocket is usually nice, but this, I guess, really with all the school fees I gotta pay, it's kind of nice, but I don't like overtime. Hello, Hope Us. I already work 9 hours in a day. With the overtime makes 10 to 11, depending on if we want to sign up for 1 to 2 hours of overtime. We've got to at least do 1. So I just 10 hours of the day makes it even worse that I feel bad that I can't do things with my kids because I'm stuck at work and it's summertime and we haven't got to do much. I did take a mental day on Friday, but I also had some appointments I had to go run and do. My oldest had to get shots on Thursday before school. So he had to go to the doctor's for his checkup and get some necessary regular vaccine, because he's 12. Apparently his doctor said he's a big, tall boy for his age. He's almost 6 foot tall, and he's 12. Ouch. Yeah, $800 is, and then you being out for COVID and not getting your sign-on bonus makes it really hard. I am actually barefoot out in my backyard, Victoria. You would be proud of me. I have been walking out grounded on when I was out watering my plants barefoot. I do it every chance I get. That way I'm keeping myself grounded. I love to walk out here barefoot. The grass needs cut, but we're okay. My cucumbers, ooh, I found a surprise today. I'll have to show you in a minute. Oh, I'm glad that you'll get your bonus still, Sandra. Hopefully you'll get it in time to be able to get your car out. Oh, well, no, if you have to get it out on the 26th. Today's the 24th. That's a couple of days. Ouch. It would definitely help if I could. I had a $217 lot rent come up, or not lot rent, property taxes. It was a lot more this year than it was in the past. And then before they'll release my son's class schedule, I have to pay his school fees. I did not grow basil this year. The last time I did basil, the basil took over for 3 years. It just would all of a sudden come up on its own, and then this year it didn't come up on its own. I'm glad you're almost done with your herbalist course. I'll show you what I got on my planters. Oops. Helps to hit the right button. Sorry about that. Camera. We're going to hit back facing. All right. So it needs trimmed, but that is my peppermint. But as you can tell, it needs trimmed because it's sprouting. And then back over here, I do have parsley. So at least I have 2 herbs. I have peppermint and I have parsley. I didn't get my basil going. And then I got radishes that I need to check. And it looks like those are peas coming in. And look at those zucchinis. It's what I grow in my small little spaces. And then citronella for the mosquitoes. And then look at these. These are my cucumber plants. And look back there. My first cucumber. That's what I do usually with my peppermint, is I save it for teas. And I put it in my raspberry jam. But I have another, I've seen another, and then I have another cucumber right there. And then zucchinis. We got a couple down there growing. You can see them without the leaves being in the way. And the plants. This is zucchini, right? Where my finger is. Oh, trust me, I've already been taking cucumbers and putting them in and ready. I'm going to show you my tomatoes really quick while we're at this forward spacing. Sorry if I make you dizzy. As you can tell, I don't have a very big yard, so I make with what space I have and grow what I can. So tomatoes are doing good, but this is what I'm most impressed about. Look at that cluster, if you can see them, of cherry tomatoes. Hi, Tim Tam. But yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of cherry tomatoes. And my peppers are even flowering. So we'll make some jalapeno jelly. I forgot I got an order for raspberry jalapeno jelly. All right, don't want to make you dizzy. All right. Yeah, I wish they were ripe. Mine aren't ripe yet. That sounds really nummy, Victoria. Oh, Sandra, I don't have much of a yard. When you live in a mobile home, you don't have much of a yard, so you got to use what you can. And that's why I have the flower pots that my mint's in. Those are green stock vertical planters. If you have a back patio or a porch, they're good to set up there. You water in the top, but one of my tops kind of melted last year from a fire. I need to still order a new one. They can just ship me the top. Would love if I could get some kind of a deal with them, but we'll see. But you water the top and it waters the rest of it. Mine are slow too, Victoria. There's several people I know that have already been picking red ones, and mine are still green. It's so hot. Well, thank you for stopping by, and I can't wait to see more progress on Hope Bus. Right. I don't blame them. They can take their time, especially now that they're going to be off grid. Yeah, I can't complain about living in a mobile home park because, we own it. We just have to pay lot rent, and we make what space we have work for us. Eventually, yes, I would like a house, but I want a house on property. we even joked about seeing if we could buy property, how much it would cost to move this out there. And if it would make the journey. It's so old that it might fall apart. Hello, Orion. Welcome in. But yeah, right now I just use what I got. I'm still trying to think and plan of a fall garden, what I could use and grow in the fall to winter time once my tomatoes are done and once my zucchini plants are done and my cucumbers. But we never know if we have a hot, dry fall, things still might grow. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking, Orion. Let's see. So plans for this week. Oh, well, what I was gonna get to. So with today being the 24th, yesterday, it is a holiday here in Utah. So last night people were letting off fireworks. Dana was silly and tried to get some on her channel. So she's got 3 shorts that are kind of funny to watch on her channel. That I didn't know she was making. Yeah, that is a lot for taxes, Tim. I guess my one good thing about owning my trailer is we only have to pay the taxes once a year, and they're due usually at the end of they're usually due the end of July. And then talking to my neighbors around me, the one behind me has a 2-bedroom and his was almost $200. And the one on the side of me behind me, he's got a double wide and his was over 400. So when I was talking to him, when I was paying it, I told them there's no way mine's worth as much as you're saying it is. And they're like, well, you can always send somebody out to look at it and estimate it. You pay yours bi-yearly. All right, Ariane. Can't wait to see your next video. But yeah, back to it's a holiday. So today is the 24th. It's when the pioneers came to Utah. And they had a parade yesterday. And apparently some guy decided to drive his car through the parade, but he didn't hurt anybody, thank goodness. They got him out of his car and arrested him before anything bad happened. So we were lucky they were on top of it. We didn't go. My kids were still asleep, so this week will be work, probably pool again with the kids. Dana likes to go anytime she can. She's a fish. And if I can swing it, I want to take a drive up the canyon. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Tim. Ariane's a sweetheart. You'll like her. Yeah, Tim, I agree. Work. I would love to quit, but I can't. I've wanted to quit so many times. Hard part about it is there's a lot of people out there who don't want to pay their car payments. And then they get mad when we take them. So you get called every name in the book. Go ahead and go rest, Sandra. I appreciate you being here. I hope you feel better soon and you turn around and get on the mend. I hope Lillian starts to feel better as well. Hello, Paula. But on the brighter note, the kids are excited to start school. Cristobal is excited. He gets to, for the first semester, as far as I know so far, because they only put out the first semester. Well, they haven't completely released it yet, but when I looked at what fees he had to pay for school, he has guitar lessons on there. So guitar class. So Cristobal is going to learn how to play the guitar. And he is excited for that. And then he also got into a science class he's excited for. He loves science. Hello, good morning, Nate. I appreciate you guys being here. So I think he's more excited about doing the guitar lessons and learning how to play the guitar because his dad plays the guitar. And then Jenna will be starting 4th grade and she's excited to go see her friends again. And what? I think they're both, Cristobal's not going to know what to do with himself because he can't sit and play on the computer when he's in school. So he's been addicted to video games and it's been a struggle getting him out of the house to go do things. We've had to turn the Wi-Fi off on him a couple of times. Aren't we mean? Oh, but that's okay. I'm sure if he was awake, he'd be in chat laughing at me. Sure, Paula. Let's see. Work. One thing I can say about work is that they usually give to charities, which is awesome. But this year they decided to give back to their employees. So they're sending us a package for those that have kids in school of school supplies to help with the school supplies. We usually donate to schools. We usually do this big drive where we go in and fill up so many backpacks full of supplies each employee and get them ready and ship them off to local schools that need them. But this year they decided that they were going to give back to the employees. So that's going to definitely help us a little bit. And my house will be quiet again when school starts at the end of August. Sorry, just reading chat. What? I hear Trina calling. So what do I actually do at work, Tim? So I work for a auto finance company. It is unfortunately Yep. So fortunately, I deal with accounts that have not paid their bills in 3 to 4 months. And I have to get a hold of them and hopefully get them to make their car payments, bring their account current, or at least pay one payment, get a plan to get them current. Um, if they don't, if they don't answer, don't pay, it goes active for repossession. I got to find them. I got to get their cars picked up. And then when their cars get picked up, they call and yell at me because their cars were picked up for non-payment. We've had some pretty interesting calls once they get picked up. We've had pretty interesting calls when the tow company's been there picking up their cars. You would not believe how crazy people are. Yeah, it is a tough job. And the sad thing about it is too, I have a really soft heart. And so when people call crying and crying and crying, and I feel bad. And when I can't do anything to help them, it makes it harder. But it's sad that over maybe 75% of the accounts that we have, they have help available, but they don't want to call and get help. And I'm pretty sure it's the whole pride thing. I mean, I know that I would be embarrassed to call and say, I can't pay because I blew my money on this, or I can't pay because I'm not working. A lot of the excuses we get have to do with the seething that's still going around that has been 2 years, and people who just don't want to work. Yeah, those I get. And I try not to be rude. I know we do start calling once the first payment is missed, just as a reminder. But when you're getting people that are 4 to 5 months behind, 3 to 4 months behind, 5 months behind, and you haven't talked to us in that time, that definitely makes it definitely hard. Hi, Arsh. If I said that right, welcome. Well, thank you for having me, Renan, and thank you for coming in. Um, but yeah, it's a hard job. Um, it's stressful, and then when they put mandatory overtime on you, it even makes it worse. But I survive. I mean, it's a good company. They do try to do a lot for us. Um, when we were in office, we would have a yearly party that was a lot of fun. They give away a lot of money. Um, now that we're not in office, it is lonely because you get stuck in your space that you're working. It's quiet. It's supposed to be quiet, and you don't get to see, your colleagues in that and interact with them. And when you need to de-stress, you don't have them to talk to de-stress. My poor husband takes the brunt of it, especially when I have frustrating calls. I think the hardest calls is when you get those that are suicidal because they're going to lose their car. Hello, James. Welcome in. I mean, I had a gentleman who last month told me that he was ready to join his friends. He was a vet, and he even told me he has two options. One, he's going to drown himself, or two, he had a gun. And I just let him talk. And he was scared he was going to lose his car. those are the hardest things because he was living in his car. He was working and he was living in his car. And I think those are the hardest, is when you live in your vehicle and then you can't make your payments, and then you're going to lose your home. And if they're in them, we won't take them. But if they're not in them, they'll take them, and that's the sad thing. But now you know, that kind of job, you got to have a mental day. And I did. I took one on Friday. So I had a 3-day weekend. I go back to work tomorrow. But it's they can be a good job. They do try to do a lot. They do try to give us great bonuses. You get put in the work, you can get a good bonus. But if you got a bad list, you may not. Sorry, got a phone call. Tried to decline it. Yeah, he lived, his primary address was in New Mexico, but when I talked to him, he was living in Arizona working for a good company. He had just started and was waiting for his check to come in. And he wasn't active for repossession. And I let him know, you just need to hold out a couple more days. When you get your check, and you need to make sure you make at least a car payment. So, but that's the reality of a job. So some jobs are hard and frustrating, but we all can survive. I think this job is the hardest one that I've had in a call center. I worked for the great, wonderful DirecTV at one point. I worked in the retention department there, and then was a trainer for a while. So, but DirecTV was a luxury, so. But I get it, with these days and age, with the cost of everything, you've got to make sure, you got to decide what's more important: food, a roof over your head, whether it's your car or rent or mortgage. Oh, thank you. Yes, it is a mentally tired job. And someday, hopefully, I will get to retire, but that's still a ways off. But let's see. I'm hoping that before the end of summer and fall, that we do get to make a camping trip. We were going to buy a trailer, but it looks like that fell through. But we're going to look at other options of buying a trailer. I mean, we don't mind tent camping. I just feel like I'm getting too old to tent camp. Getting up and down off the ground. And the kids want to go camping. At least Denna does. But I've also been keeping my eye on property, trying to see if I can find some local property up in the mountains that I can hopefully eventually afford to buy and have property where we can just go up and camp anytime we want. Maybe someday build a house up there or cabin, or I'm big enough that if anybody wants to come boondock in Utah, they can come boondock in Utah. Because our mountains are pretty. And in the northern part, they're pretty too. Not like southern Utah where you've got all the red rocks, Moab, and all that down there, Zion's, Arches, or Lake Powell, which is going dry. That's another place I want to take my kids before it's too dry. We were going to do a trip to Yellowstone this year, but with everything that's going on, we did put that off before the flood. Due to the road construction, we decided we were going to wait because we didn't want to fight the road construction and it take us hours to get into the park. So next year, that is on our plan, is we're going to take the kids to Yellowstone. Yeah, tiny house would be fun on the property. That would be a lot of fun to do too. I was looking at those too. I've seen some people that take in those sheds and turn them into tiny houses with the loft. You put the kids up in the lofts and make a bedroom. But I want enough property that we can definitely, have people who want to, if they want to come up and boondock, can come boondock. Yep, kids will grow up and leave. Yep. Well, so you got to remember my kids right now are 12 and 9. So we still have a few years before, we got about 7 years before the boy, or 8 years till the boy. And there are sirens. Well, definitely, Tim, if we had our property, you would be more than welcome. But I have been looking to see, I've been keeping my eye on prices and talking to they're here in my neighborhood. I just watched a police officer drive up the road. Can you hear the sirens? Trying to see if they're coming in. I don't know. A couple of days ago, we had a huge boom. It was Friday morning. There was a big, huge boom in here, and nobody knows where it came from. Oh, yep, there's the ambulance. We're gonna be nosy. We're gonna be nosy, okay? Um, yeah, I know the house they're at. My daughter used to be friends with their granddaughters. And they are a little bit older. All right, we're gonna stop lurking. But I do know who lives there. Oops, not what I wanted. Camera. All right. So they are a little bit older, but then they have some younger that live there. So I hope everything's okay. Yep, right. I'm not the only one that's nosy. I'm pretty sure there's probably more neighbors that are out. But I hope everyone's okay. There's an older gentleman that lives there with his girlfriend slash friend. I don't know what she is anymore. And then her daughter, and then her daughter's daughter, and other daughter. I think there's maybe five of them, 4 to 5 of them living in there. But I don't know if I will. Thank you, Tim, for coming in. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go. I didn't know if I was gonna do the full hour. Anyways, so I'll probably let it go, and I'll let my husband know what's going on up the road because he knows them better than I do. And I'm sure he'll find out if everybody's okay. But I will let everybody else go as well. Thank you for joining me for the 45 minutes. I'm going to try and do coffee every Sunday as long as I can, as long as I'm feeling okay. And we will see you later. I believe there's a couple lives tonight. So make sure you check those out in our community. And we will talk at you all soon. We'll see you in chats. All have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you for joining us this morning for a little bit of chit chat. Bye, guys.